Today I'm going to show you how you can make a chicken parm that has about half the calories of the regular version and is packed with protein. First you need to prepare the chicken. Here I have a chicken breast that weighs about 180 grams. As you can see, chicken breast has a specific shape. It starts very thin and then becomes thicker and thicker. If you cook it as it is, either in the oven or the pan, that's the same thing, you will end up with an unevenly cooked piece of chicken, both juicy and dry at the same time. So the best way to prevent this is to use a plastic bag, put the chicken in it, and then using something that is heavy, I usually use a pot, you pound the chicken, focusing on the thicker side of the breast. Do this for about 1 minute on both sides until the chicken breast is even. This will help you get an evenly cooked piece of meat. Now you could make the chicken parm with this piece of chicken, but to improve it further, I highly recommend dry brining. For that, add salt to both sides of the meat. I usually weigh the chicken and add about 1% of its weight in salt. So for this piece that weighs 180 grams, I will add about 1.8 grams of salt, distributed evenly on both sides. Then put it in the fridge for at least an hour, or even better, for an entire day. Here's the chicken breast I prepared yesterday. The salt has completely penetrated the meat. Dry brining not only makes the chicken juicier and more flavorful, but also a lot more tender. It's a very beautiful technique. Next, for the breading, put the chicken into a bowl and use a scale to measure 5 grams of all-purpose flour. There is no need to fill the entire plate with flour for the breading, just use a small amount that will do the trick. Flip the chicken to coat both sides with flour and then add 30 grams of egg whites. You could use a whole egg if you want, but I prefer to save the 50 extra calories. I don't think the yolk is very needed. Flip the chicken until everything is coated with egg before adding a very nice ingredient, and it's panko breadcrumbs. These are Japanese breadcrumbs that are super crispy. You can find them in most Asian grocery stores. Take out 20 grams of breadcrumbs and sprinkle them on both sides of the chicken. Flip the breast a few times while doing it until everything is decently covered. You can also add your spices like garlic powder or paprika to the panko, but that's up to you. Now you can place this on a wire rack and bake it in the oven, or as I do, just use the air fryer. Either way, heat it up to 200 degrees Celsius at 400 F. I like to give the air fryer about 2 minutes to preheat and then cook the chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes until it's slightly undercooked. The only way to ensure this properly is to use a food thermometer. There is no other way. The safe temperature for chicken is 165 Fahrenheit or 74 Celsius, but I will remove the chicken a bit earlier since it will go back into the air fryer in a second. As you can see, it will have a nice golden brown color from the panko without the need for deep frying in oil, which would add a ton of calories. For the sauce, I like to use a store-bought tomato sauce such as Barilla, especially when making singing servings. You can scoop out 2 to 3 tablespoons, close the lid and store it back in the fridge for about a week. Just make sure it's in the 40 to 70 calories per 100 grams range. Some of them have a lot of added sugar and oil, which will increase the calorie by a lot. Place the glass on a scale and scoop out 60 grams of tomato sauce and spread it evenly on top of the chicken that is still in the air fryer basket. I also like to add some chili flakes for a little heat, but that's optional. Next, for the cheese, you can either add 30 grams of shredded mozzarella, or if you have access to, the fresh mozzarella. There is a light version of this with less fat and calories. Check out these macros. 100 grams of mozzarella has 165 calories and 20 grams of protein, which is really good for a cheese. Open it up and then you need to remove the stored water in the bag and then cut it in half. We only need 60 grams. Save the rest for another day in the fridge. Cut the cheese into thin slices and then place them evenly on the chicken breast, and then put the basket back into the air fryer just for a couple of minutes, or under the broiler if you use an oven, until the cheese is melted and bubbly. And there you have a beautiful meal that tastes absolutely delicious. The macros for the entire meal are 448 calories, 23 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat and 57 grams of protein. If you like this recipe, you need to check out my cookbook with over 200 low-calorie, high-protein recipes that will help you lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Buy it once and get every recipe update for free. The link is in the description.